Today on SAU News, the campus mourns the sudden passing of history professor Mark Peach with touching tributes.
Student Association election speeches shine a spotlight on each candidate. We'll hear reactions from students.
These stories and more coming up.
SAU News starts now.
Welcome to SAU News. I'm Brandon Bell.
And I'm Alexia Bernardo. Our weekly newscast is brought to you by the School of Journalism and Communication.
The campus grieves the loss of a esteemed professor who died unexpectedly.
History professor Dr. Mark Peach passed away at his Chattanooga home sometime during the weekend of February 12th. SAU News reporter Elise Deschamps has been following the story, and she joins us in the studio.
Thanks for being here, Elise.
Of course, thank you guys for having me.
Elise, I hear tributes for Dr. Peach are pouring in, not only from the students, but actually from all over the country.
Yeah, if you see, if you look at his office upstairs, it's covered in Post-it notes and Facebook posts that they've printed out, but it's been a really heavy week with the students and faculty mourning the loss of Mr. Peach. On Brock's third floor, students and faculty have left flowers and memories at the office door of history professor Mark Peach, who passed away suddenly last weekend. Peach taught at Southern for 35 years, acting as both an academic mentor as well as a personal inspiration to hundreds, if not thousands, of students. Those close to Peach gathered in a classroom to share memories and stories of their time spent with him. History major Abby Jansen worked with Peach as a reader for a year and graduated last year as a Southern Scholar, a program where Peach was both a leader and a mentor. Jansen remembers when Peach once missed his intro to philosophy class her freshman year.
He had been kayaking, and then coming back, his kayak had fallen off the roof of his car, and that was why he missed class. And I just feel like that just says so much about him as a person. He loved being out in nature, and he loved philosophy.
Peach often tied the two together in both his lessons and in his life. In fact, he went on countless excursions, taking hiking, backpacking, and kayaking trips, both alone and with students, that enriched the lives of those he brought along for the adventure. Some of the most honorable traits of Peach, however, were both his humility and his ability to inspire curiosity in those around him. History and political science major Samuel Mora worked as Peach's teaching assistant for over a year.
I mean, it's the pursuit of truth, I guess. You know, that's something that he kind of like passed on to me, I guess, or inspired me. Yeah.
Peach is not only appreciated for his many contributions and investments into the history department and Southern as a whole, but also for his humor, his intellect, and his passion for living life fully. The memorial service will be held on Sunday, March 6th. I also talked to history professor Shannon Martin, who remembers that when she was first starting her PhD, Peach would often pop his head into her office and ask her how she was really doing. And she really treasured the moments where she could be completely honest about how she was feeling during the challenges of academia.
I understand Dr. Peach was raising money for a lecture series that was supposed to happen this month. Is that still happening?
It should be, but because of what's happened, it's going to be postponed.
Thank you, Elise.
Yes, thank you. There's a new home for the university's counseling center. Formerly housed in historic Linwood Hall, counseling and testing services is now on the third floor of Beat Student Center. All last week, they were unpacking boxes and training a new female counselor. Secretary Lori Fogg says there were plans to move back in August, but it never panned out due to scheduling. The Beat Center is quickly becoming one of the most used buildings on campus.
Southern has suspended its indoor mask mandate. The decision was made after a drastic decrease in COVID cases on campus. As of February 17, only one employee was quarantined and 4 students were isolated. Administrators said the health and safety of campus remains a priority. If the positive cases begin to rise again, the mandate would likely be reinstated.
SA candidates got a chance to share their election platforms during a Thursday convocation. A lot of students turned out to listen as the candidates laid out their plans and dreams for the next year. The first speaker was Lily Jorgensen, a senior fine arts major running for social vice president. She wants to organize a 5K race as a fundraiser for lower income students.
The best form of leadership is through example. I want to hear your ideas and also to challenge you to improve our university and community while building a lifelong relationship with God.
Jorgensen's opponent, Erla Trevinan, a senior accounting major, is serving as SA's executive secretary and has been planning events like the banquet coming up in April.
As an accounting student, one of my best qualities is organization and planning, which I think fit perfectly for this role.
Tet Mient, a sophomore medical science major, stepped up to run for executive vice president unopposed. He said if elected, one of the things he wants to promote is art and artists on campus.
This year, the Student Association Senate, which I was a part of, helped build a studio in the music department. I want to encourage the use of it and use some of Senate's budget to help incentivize students to take the step in immortalizing their musical creations.
Last to speak was Kenneth Bautista, a junior business management major, who is currently serving as the SA Executive Vice President. He is running for SA President unopposed. Bautista shared many ideas such as creating a mascot and a second 423 Market event.
When I was going through the hardest time in my life, Southern surrounded me, loved me, and supported my journey. Now it's my turn to give back. And that's why I would like to be your Student Association President. Thank you.
I talked with students after, asking them who they thought was the most persuasive between Georgensen and Trevedon, the two candidates for social vice.
I really appreciated both of the speeches. I think for myself personally though, Erla was super convincing. She just has a great stage presence and the way that she connects with the audience.
Erla was obviously more persuasive because she used personal experience and charisma to gain her audience and tell people about what her plans are for the future.
I think that either option would be good, but Erla did talk about her experience and just some of the things that she's already been involved in, so I think she'd make a great choice.
What if his presidency's vision? I think like he'll be able to relate to like the student body and stuff and really like focus on our needs and what we really want, basically, instead of like pushing what the administration wants, I guess.
I happened to run into Kenneth Bautista's family, and they were there actually in person, and they were just so proud to see him up there doing his thing.
That's awesome. It's exciting to see who wins.
Yeah, it is exciting.
After the election speeches, everyone celebrated a birthday, at the university's birthday to be exact. Administrators served green cupcakes to mark the occasion. The year of our birth was 1892, 130 years ago. Southern began teaching classes in a makeshift classroom in Dayton, Tennessee. In that first class, only 23 students. Since then, more than 40,000 students have walked these halls. President Ken Shaw was in a celebratory mood.
Happy birthday, Southern Adventist University. 130 years. This is awesome.
The university has adopted this hashtag 1892 to promote the event on the social media.
Valentine's Day has passed, but who can forget the holiday decorations in the Beat Center? Several offices went all out with Valentine's Day decor. Lots of hearts, sweet nothings, and pink tinsel. Over at McKee Library, students celebrated the festivities in a less direct way by writing letters to their friends or special someone.
Continuing the Valentine's Day spirit, students gathered this grade at the Beat Center for the Valentine's Day social. Students were split into 4 groups to begin the main activity, a scavenger hunt. Each group was given a list of hints and a time frame to take pictures of Southern's landmarks and services. A $100 cash prize was awarded to the winning team. The hunt ended with a tie, and after a heated debate, a coin toss, the prize was shared, then split to socialize and enjoy the provided candies and cakes. Event organizer Mariela Puchero shared her goals for the social.
And I think the main purpose is for people to get to know other people that they wouldn't normally have a chance to get to know. Mixed in with, let's pull people out of the dorm, because dorm is safe, dorm is nobody's going to bother me, I can do my own thing. And the thought of sometimes interacting with someone that you don't know, anxiety goes from this to, what am I going to say, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, and who am I going to go with, no one's going to go with me, I don't want to go by myself, just stuff like that.
The event provided a great celebration of love, not just for couples, but also singles across campus.
Now, Brandon, what did you do for Valentine's Day?
So actually, I was at that event. It was great.
That's awesome. A new vegan restaurant has newly opened on campus. Tucked away between the post office and the campus kitchen, Crumbleberry Market is the latest eatery to join Southern. The restaurant boasts an all-vegan menu with gluten-free and soy-free options for customers. The owner of Crumble Market, Nicole Kustman, began her business by selling spreadable fermented cashew cheeses in venues like the Village Market. Now, these cheeses are a part of a daily menu at the restaurant and add to the plant-based experience Kustman wants for her customers.
The goal is just to have healthier options for people. not just the campus, but the community as well. I went to nursing school at Southern, and so I've just always been into the healthier lifestyle. And I think it's just nice that we can offer something a little bit different, but you know, just give people more options.
The restaurant also uses recycled materials and employs a gluten-free cook to help meet customer needs. While the restaurant doesn't take meal plans, students will find that prices are quite reasonable for the amount of food received.
That sounds cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm wondering how it'll work with it not being on meal plan though for the students.
Yeah, hopefully they get some service. Last weekend, Southern's Latin American Club celebrated a very special event previously delayed due to a spike in COVID cases, very early in the semester. Roger Lantigua has a story.
On Saturday, February 12th, the Latin American Club hosted their yearly night event meant to celebrate the culture of several different countries of Hispanic origin. The lineup of LAC events was started by a banquet earlier this year, which would have culminated in last weekend's event at the Isles Gym. LAC Director Assistant Migdalis Ramos Nieves says that the postponing of LAC Night greatly affected the morale surrounding its development.
It kind of made us a little unmotivated, so we stopped being as prepared. And then when the week of the new date came up, then we were just trying to rush and make sure that everything was perfect. So it was a little stressful. I wish people could see more the big chain of communication that goes into doing it and how chaotic it is.
Despite the delay, Ramos Nieves says that most of the details were largely left in place. The band, El Sazon, who performed during the banquet, reprised their role as the pre-show band during LAC Night. Xavier Quiles was the host for the main stage, and the show was started with a mock fashion show featuring the styles of countries like Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, and Brazil. This served as a prelude to the main highlight of the night, a play about Hispanic immigrants coming into America, interspersed with several dance numbers. Migdalis Ramos Nieves will serve as the main director for the next LAC Night. For SAU News, I'm Roger Lantigua.
So LAC has been one of my favorite events since I ever went to Southern, and I love that package because it highlights it so well. Have you ever been to LAC?
I have not, but you're right, it made it look really interesting.
There you go.
SAU News is a production of television and news production class here at Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Brandon Bell.
And I'm Lexi Bernardo. Do you have a newsworthy story? Head over to our Instagram and send us a message at SAU_news.
Thanks for watching.